Sure, sure, sure. Sure, sure. Palestine don't belong to Palestine. First and foremost, I like to give all praise, honor, glory to the Most High God Yahweh. Do so in the name of only God, Son of Mashiach, Yahweh, Shah, who are ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Shema, Yasharwali, Yahweh, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Achad. There is the Lord God, my Lord. All right, we come out here week in and week out to teach the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans that they're the true Hebrew Israelites according to the Bible. All right, to also prophesy the downfall of this wicked king of Babylon, aka America. All right, go ahead and give me that. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. All right, so the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they shall seek the law at his mouth. All right, that's what we're supposed to be coming out here to do. All right, we're seeking the knowledge of the Most High, and we're pushing it out there. Start from the top. Go ahead. Malachi chapter 2 verse 7. Go to Deuteronomy 28:1. Deuteronomy 7. Sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation. He said, keep therefore and do them. All right, he's talking about the law, statutes, commandments. We're supposed to keep them and do the law, statutes, commandments. All right, because this is you're supposed to do this in the sight of the nation. Go ahead. Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. All these nations is going to say this is the wise and understanding people, right? But what the stereotype that's going on right now is that blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans are dumb people, or we're looked down upon. We're looked down upon as we're supposed to be some hoodlums, or you know what I'm saying? We're just supposed to be good at sports or something, right? But when we keep the law, statutes, commandments, are we looked at as a wise and understanding people? Go ahead. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 7. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things, that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that statutes and judgment so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? What nation is there that has all these laws, statutes, and judgments, man? All right, we're the only people with these laws, statutes, and judgments. All right, because hey, the people that's ruling the earth right now, they don't have them. That's why the earth is going to waste. All right, that's why the water's polluted. That's why the ocean's polluted. All right, because the white man has no sense of understanding on how to take care of the Most High earth. All right, but the Most High supplied us with that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. All right, to how to take care of the animals. You got rhinos going extinct. You got a whole bunch of other animals going extinct because they don't know how to take care of the stuff that the Most High put here. All right, go ahead. Warning, take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen. Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen. Or we have seen the things that the Most High has put here for us. All right, because go to Second Ezra 6 and 54, Bible shot. All right, let me show you how the Most High put everything here for us. All right. All right, go ahead. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. Go ahead. The Second Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Because thou madest the world for our sakes. Or this is why the Most High put everything here for us, because it's for us. It's for us to take care of it. It's for us to live on. All right? The Most High gave everything to us. Go back to Deuteronomy. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 9. Only take heed to thyself, and keep thyself diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. And when you read these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? You're supposed to keep it in your heart, keep it in your mind. All right, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep your soul diligent. All right, go ahead. But teach them to thy sons and thy sons' sons, especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb. Teach it to your son and your son's son. Right? You're supposed to teach this throughout all your generations, or so that no one else can run the train through your house. Okay, go ahead. Especially the day that thou stoodest before the Lord thy God in Horeb, when the Lord said unto me, gather me the people together, and I will make them hear my word, that they may learn to fear me all the days that they shall live upon the earth. We're supposed to gather the people so they can fear the Most High God. How is fear the Most High? Because love is fear. Or when you love the Most High, you keep the commandments. You're supposed to gather the people so they can fear the Most High. Go ahead. And that they may teach their children. And he came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burnt with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness. And the Lord spake unto you out of the midst of the fire. Ye heard the voice of the word, but saw no similitude. And now I'm going to prove that the Most High is in existence. Give me Deuteronomy 5 and 6. All right, we're going to prove that the Most High is here for us and only us. But we must prove that the Most High is real. You got that? Go ahead. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. It said, for I am the Lord, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. All right, so we know through history and artifact that the Israelites came out of the land of Egypt out of captivity. All right, the Most High is saying right here that he's the one that did that. All right, he's the one that split the Red, that helped Moses split the Red Sea. All right. Now give me Deuteronomy, Exodus 22. I'll be sure. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. He is the Most High that brought us out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. All right. Now give me Deuteronomy 6 and 4, verse 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. All right. So we are just proving the existence of the Most High and what he did for the Israelites. Or even say he did anything for anyone else. All right. All right. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 5. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house, and on thy gate. And it shall be when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which I swear unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to give thee great and godly city. So this is everything that the Most High is saying. When you keep my laws, that you're going to get. We're going to get the Holy Land that the Most High swore to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, you got a precept? Okay. Give me Deuteronomy 28:1. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 9. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, that thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. The Lord is going to establish a holy people if you keep his commandments. Are you going to be a separate people? You're going to be separate from everyone else on the earth. Are you going to be holy? Go ahead. Then on that. Now go to verse 1. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt not hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So if you keep the commandments of the Most High, he's going to set you on high above everyone on the earth. Give me Deuteronomy 76. All right. Now I'm going to prove that this is not for everyone. Right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Most High, he's chosen to be a special people unto himself above all people that's upon the face of the earth. All right, this is what the Most High has done. All right, so I put you through how the Most High is real and how he brought the Israelites out of Egypt. Then I showed you plenty of precepts and saying that he's going to set a holy people where he's going to keep his commandments. And I showed you what's going to happen when you keep his commandments. All right, now I'm showing you who his people are. Okay, it said he has a holy people that's above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, give me 2 Ezra 6. Sure. This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 56. To verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing. The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people also, whom thou hast chosen. Also, he said, of him come we all, and also the people whom he has chosen. All right, so he separates someone. He said, you know, everyone comes from Adam, but there's a people that I have chosen. Go ahead. All the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. And now the people that is chosen saying, you have made the world for our sakes. Go ahead. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto them as unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Like a drop that has fallen from a vessel. All right, that's what the Most High is basically putting these people last. That is not of the chosen people. All right, but let's see. Give me Matthew 15 and 24. Matthew 15 and 24. We are finally going to establish that people. As you see that plenty of times the Most High said that he has a specific people that he loves, and he has a special people. Okay? Go ahead, give me that. The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right, this is what the Most High said. But don't start there. Let's go up a little bit. Verse 22. Go ahead. This is Matthew chapter 15, verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is graciously vexed with a devil. But he answered her not a word. So this woman that came to Christ, It said, "And my daughter is actually is vexed." All right, right. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, "Send her away, for for she cried after us." But he answered and said, "I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." So Christ said, "I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." All right. So that's who the specific people is. That's who the chosen people is. All right. That's who Christ went out to hear. Are you here the Israelites, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel? All right. Give me Psalms. You can give me Psalms 147:19. That's your, or Psalms 147. Go ahead. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He sheweth his word unto it. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and judgments into Israel. Go ahead. He has not dealt so with any nation. He has not dealt so with any nation. All right. So I proved that the existence of God. All right. Then I proved that He has a special people and that He's going to give them commandments. Now I'm showing you who that special people is. All right. It's Israel. It's the Israelites of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. All right. And He has not dealt so with any other nation. Give me Acts 2:21. Bible chapter. Right? This is the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. It said, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Go ahead. You men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by mercy, by miracles, wonders, and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you. So it said, "Ye men of Israel, hear these words." All right, so whoever in Israel keeps the law, statutes, commandments, all right, is going to be saved. Give me Isaiah 45:17. Off the shelf. Yeah, all right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. You shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Israel is saved in the Lord with their everlasting salvation. All right. So now give me Revelation 7:4. I'm going to end that right now. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. There were sealed 144,000 of the tribes of the children of Israel. All right, that's the elect. That's the people that's going to be saved in the end days. All right, of the children of Israel. That I yield. So I'm gonna give y'all a clear example of what you're going through right now. You're standing on corners, bus stops, you're sitting in your living room on the couch, you're drinking a beer. Matter of fact, it's your 6-1. All right? And you're on your way to a shop. That's because you don't understand you don't understand principles and standards. You don't know how to slow down. A lot of people don't know how to slow down. This young lady, dad probably drinks 13 beers a night in another case to slam it down. What's what? Read that.
Deuteronomy verse 9. One, take heed to thyself.
Go ahead, 5.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I've taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded you, that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it.
So you should do something in the land whether you go to possess it. Man didn't create this land. Just to let y'all know. A man did not create the air, the rocks, the trees, or anything like that. So the person that created this land has some rules to it. He had 613 laws that started with 10 and they compiled with 603 more. And you're not paying attention to it. You can't create something and then have no rules for it. You bought your kid a remote control car, and with the remote control car came some rules. This is how you treat this remote control car. This is how you charge the remote control car. These are the batteries you take to put in the remote control car. The person that created that remote control car has some rules that you should do to it to not mess it. It always happens. It always happens like there's always rules, there's always statutes. Statutes are standards and principles. So when we speak of standards and principles, we're telling you how you should act morally, how you should act civilly, how you should act ceremonially at feast days. Case in point, my son had a baseball game. What did he choose over the baseball game? His heritage. And that's what every young man's supposed to be choosing. Your heritage, your culture. You're supposed to choose your heritage before anything and anybody. Because the creator of this place has rules, and none of you are following them. That's why all of you, 2/3 of you are going to be put to death because you don't listen. And a lot of you are already in a dead state now. You're looking at the concrete, looking at your shoes, and you know that your life is all to hell and it's all to shit. Because you don't listen. Israel is a rebellious house. And these other nations are not going to tell you that. Read it.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
Please start that over again, Baba Kushan.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
And what you will understand is a lot of people are not doing that to you. They're not looking at you and calling you a wise and understanding nation. But when they come up here to us, who we are supposed to be teaching you, they are saying just those things to us. It's like prophecy is unfolding. We're telling everybody about their fake religion. We're telling all these people about that. They worship a damn rock. Who worships something that can't get up itself? You want a power that can create air, trees, people, not a rock. And all y'all act like rocks because you take on religion. Religion is the most disgusting thing you can never do. This book has never taught anybody religion. It gave you heritage. It gave you principles and standards, judgments. These are the commandments. You break them, there's judgments. These are statutes. If you break these statutes, there's judgments for it. And our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You do, and you are. Read.
Verse 7. But what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them?
What nation is this? It's not these people over there pretending to be us. They're not a great people. They cleaved onto someone else's nationality. That's all the white man ever does, is take everybody else's stuff. The people that are in Palestine are not the Palestinians. They're not. They're Greeks. What told me Alexander the Greek then conquered them and put his people over there in the land. That land was inhabited by Hamites. They're not the real people. And you just don't understand that. The Arabics today are not the real Arabics. The Chaldeans today are not the real Chaldeans. The Babylonians are the Chaldeans. They're the Somalians today. And you don't know that. Read.
But what nation is there so great, when God so nigh unto them?
The Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the greatest people on the face of the earth. I dare anybody to step forward and challenge me on that. Read.
As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. And what nation is there so great, has statutes and judgments so righteous, as all this law which I set before you this day?
We have all these laws that are righteous, and everything we call the Most High for. We call him to lead us in righteousness. These other nations call on our God to lead them in righteousness because the Quran tells them so. The Quran tells them to listen to the Israelites. The Quran tells them to listen to Moses. They have to listen to the Mosaic law. Moses is an Israelite. They have to listen to the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and they're not. That's why the Most High is going to put these Muslims to death too, because y'all don't listen. And you're supposed to be worshiping right before our feet, but you will. All you other nations will bow before us. You will bow before us. You disrespectful damn heathens. You will bow. Read.
One, to take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou get the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life.
And our people always do that. They wear American caps on their head. You forget the things that have happened to you. The Haitian woman forget the things that have happened to them by the French and the British. They've been raped profusely by these people and they still love them. What about the BRIC alliance, man? What about the Russians? What about the people from India? What about the Korean and the people from Brazil? The BRIC alliance. Y'all know who the BRIC alliance is? You people crazy as hell. Look at you, talking shit and walking away, you coward. Yeah. Because I said something about your crummy people. Your people stink. Keep walking away. Let's go. That's why you're going to bow before me, you little heathen. Keep going. Oh, that was? Give me Zechariah. Give me Zechariah 5 real quick. Let's show our people why the things are happening to them. These nations have set us above and discipline us in front of all nations. Our Ephah is the one that's above heaven and between the earth and the heaven. It's our Ephah that is stuck up there. It's them making a mockery of the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and the Haitians. The Haitians are the only sovereign country in the world, and they treat it like shit. Trump gets up there and calls Haiti a piss poor country, and they take it, and they do nothing about it. But you got some Haitians over there right now tearing them white people ass up. The Haitians over there about to do another Haitian revolution. Hey, Quam Haiti. Haiti about to tear these white people up over there. And y'all just not understanding. Haiti about had it right now with y'all. Haiti's ready to tear things up over there, man. And all that spirit is about to pour down over here into America. Not just from Haiti, from everywhere. Everybody wants to destroy America. America is going down with gasoline draws on. Go ahead. Let me see. Start from 4. Verse 4.
This is Zechariah chapter 5, verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof, Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, lift up now thine eye and see what is that goes forth. Well, Zechariah sitting there looking, he's here with the angel, he's telling him to lift up his eyes so he can see what's going on. Watch this. And I said, what is it? And he said, this is the ephod that goeth forth. He said, moreover, this is the resemblance throughout all the earth.
He said, this is the ephod, what?
And he said, this is the ephod that goeth forth. He said, moreover, this is the remembrance through all the earth.
So this is the ephod that goes forth. The ephod is a measure of something. The ephod can't just get up and walk itself. Something it is what you would call it is symbolically meaning something. This ephod is going forth and it does what? The ephod is going forth and it does what?
So the ephods go forth. He said, moreover, this is the resemblance through all the earth. And behold, there was lifted up a talent of lead. And this is the woman that sitteth in the midst of the ephod.
Remember, this is the resemblance that go forth through all the earth. What is the resemblance? Like, hey, you resemble your daddy, right? So if I say this is a resemblance, this is the resemblance of the ephod that go throughout the earth. And it's scattered. Matter of fact, it's the children of Israel, because we are scattered throughout the earth. We are this ephod right here. And now I was about to talk about this woman. Give me a 2nd Ezra 10 and 44 real quick. Well, hold that. You got to understand right here, Zechariah, what he's saying is his people and the measure of his people and the resemblance of us, the things that we're doing. And it's going throughout the earth. And now you're about to find out about the lead that sits on top of the ephod. So if the ephod represents the resemblance of Israel, and there's about to be a lead put on top of this ephod, it has to resemble something of captivity, depression, something that is holding them down. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra 10 and 44. This woman whom thou sawest in Zion, and whereas she said unto thee,
a woman that you saw in Zion, right? Which is Zion, read.
And whereas she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest at a seat built, whereas I say, she said unto thee, what she hath been 30 years barren. Those are the 30 years therein there was no offering made in her.
She has been 30 years barren. When a woman is barren, she can't have a child. Nothing is going on. So if they've been 30 years barren, nothing is going on around these people. They were in captivity. Something has happened. They're in depression. Something is going on. All right, read.
Verse 46, but after 30 years, Solomon builded the city and offered, go back to Zechariah.
So this woman is Zion. This woman is Israel is talking about. This woman is the ephod right here.
Okay. Verse 8, and he said, this is wickedness, and he cast it into the midst of the ephod, and he cast a weight of lead upon the mouth thereof.
So he cast it in the midst of the ephod. Where was it? The wickedness of Israel. And look at it today. Look at the ephod walking around. Look at the wickedness of Israel. Israel was just over here looking at his feet, digging behind the damn plant box looking for a cigarette. That's called depression. That's called a mental illness. Man, our people are destroyed. It's the wickedness that he cast into that ephod, right into the fire. It's our people. The Hispanics over here on their own land has a border over there. We got our people, the Haitians. Only southern country out here, but they piss poor because they've been taken advantage of by other countries and their own people. And then we got the blacks today. The black, man, we are destroyed out of most of them. Hey, we are really not paying attention to nothing. We can get shot in the street, drugged down the street, and we forgive the people. How destroyed are you? How can you fight for reparations? How can you fight for the equality to be treated the same, and you still allow the same people to do you dirty? But I'm not going to talk like it is the majority of us. Matter of fact, it is a majority of our people that do it. It's the mob. I call them the mob because they always coming out against each other. All right, we are that ephod. Now we're about to see the wickedness of the ephod. Now we're about to see where the ephod sticks. All right, and we're about to see the stork, the hawk, and the eagle. Read
verse 9. Then lift I up mine eyes, and look, and behold, there came out two women, and the wind was in their wings, but they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lift up the ephod between the earth and the heaven. Then said I to the angel that,
hold on. These two women had wings of a stork. It is symbolic to two nations. They lifted up the ephod in between the earth and the heaven. What is that symbolic to? We are on display. These two nations have lifted up the ephod in the midst of the earth and the heaven on display, where everybody can see the correction of them. As in to say, look it, we have destroyed the greatest people on earth. And they do it constantly on all the C-SPAN, NBC, Fox News, all internet channels, and they don't even put no they don't even explicit. They don't even ban it out and nothing. They let everybody see the black man get destroyed. They let everybody see the black woman get drugged down the street. The ephod is on display. These two nations have lifted us up on display in front of everybody. But what y'all got to understand is this. While y'all acting like ain't nothing happened, if they take us down, what do you think they're going to do to you next? Hispanic and Native Indian man. What do you think they're going to do to you next after they come and destroy the black man? They're going to come and destroy your ass next. You next. Especially these heathen nations that think they got it good. Y'all next. And I can't wait till y'all go into captivity. We taking all y'all into captivity. We taking your men into captivity. We taking your women. We're going to beat the hell out of you. The same thing y'all did to us in the Babylonian captivity, we're going to do to you. The same thing y'all did to us in the transatlantic slave trade, we're going to do to you. Thus saith Yahweh, thus saith the God of the Bible. Forget what I'm saying. Thus saith the God of the Bible. Thus saith the God of this earth. That y'all are going to get the same thing that we did. Y'all going to drink of the same cup that we drank up. I'm glad to see this man is walking down the street with a stroke. Keep reading.
Verse 10, then I said to the angel that talked with me, whether do these bear the ephod? And he said unto me, to build it in house in the land of Shinar, and it shall be established set there upon her own base. Then said I to the angel that talked with me, whether do these bear the ephod? Whether do these bear the ephod, right? And he said unto me, to build it in house in the land of Shinar, and it shall be established and set there upon her own base.
Upon their own base. Upon their own branch? Okay. I'm not going to even go into that. Let me see something like this. Now let me tell y'all something that me myself have a problem with, other people have a problem with today. Start at 14 and go to 17. Start at verse 14. Chapter 8, verse 14. You go to verse 17.
Zechariah chapter 8, verse 14. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, as I thought to punish you when your fathers provoked me to wrath, said the Lord of hosts, and I repented not.
So who calls the Most High not to punish? It was Moses and Aaron. They always got down on their knees. They always tore their clothing as a sign of humility. And they got on their knees and they prayed for us, especially when we kept going against the Levites, which was Aaron and Moses, especially when the Levites came to get us to go against them too. So it was Israel as a whole, and then it was Levi and the Israelites going against Aaron and Moses twice. The first time the Most High told us to separate from them, from Korah and Aaron. Was that Abram? He told us to separate from them. Then those two got swallowed up by the earth. And then the second time we came against them again. And then he hit us with a plague. But the first time before that, the Most High caused our forefathers to stay in the wilderness for 40 years. And we died there. Why? Because of the rebellion. And that's what he's doing today. He's causing us to stay here in this state and die here for over 400 years this time because we don't learn. And the children of our forefathers and foremothers that were here before, we are the children of them. Go ahead.
Verse 15. So again, have I thought in these days to do well unto Jerusalem and to the house of Judah, fear ye not. These are the things these are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor.
So the Most High said, have you ever thought to do good to you? Let's see. This is how you can cause him to do good to you. Speak every truth to his neighbor. All right, read.
Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates.
Execute the judgment of peace and truth in your gates. Read.
Verse 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your heart against his neighbor, and love no false oath.
How many people do that? And they done killed that dude 13 times. The whole time they was sitting there, imagine evil in their heart. I've done that before. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't, but I know a lot of people do that. You be sitting on the bus. When I used to work for the bus station, I can tell when people get on the bus and they start looking at somebody, and somebody ain't getting up for them, or somebody stink, or especially when somebody get on that stick and people start looking at that person, and the way they look at them, if looks can kill. There you go. If looks can kill, a lot of people be dead. If looks can kill, a lot of people be dead. Real itch. That was it. Give me and that is the moral. That is the moral of my story today. Is to tell y'all where the ephod sits and who's the ephod. That is you, Israel. Y'all are the ephod. And on top of us is that plate of oppression. Captivity is holding us down and it's stopping us to progress. That's what it's doing. And everybody just walks by thinking that it's fun. Everybody walking by thinking, we've seen them on YouTube. We done seen everything. We know what they're going to talk about. We know what they're going to say. That's what they're doing. You know how many people come over here and say they watch YouTube and saw on YouTube? But it's not exactly us. They're just saying that we the same people that they saw on YouTube. They just walk on by. They didn't know what we going to say.
Chapter 1, verse 30. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
Say it again.
Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
Exalt not thyself, lest you fall and bring dishonor upon your own soul, your own self, your mind, and how you, the person you are. You're going to exalt yourself and think that you know everything, and you're going to cause yourself to fall. You're going to bring dishonor upon yourself because you thought you knew everything. And then everybody's going to be standing around you and see that you've been made a fool of because you exalted yourself into thinking that you are a very smart person. That's how you exalt yourself, thinking that you're very smart. And you don't inquire of anything. You think you know every damn thing. You think you do, but you don't know nothing. Wise man once told me to shut the one in the middle, open the ones on the sides, and you may learn something. Don't exalt yourself, you know?
And so God discovered thy secret and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to fear the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit.
And that's what a lot of people do. They don't come in truth. They don't come in sincerity. And the Most High will expose them. The Most High will put a spirit on us to grab a couple of precepts to put you in your place. And that's what happens. And a lot of people hate being put in their place, and they start to argue and yell because they let their emotions justify their lack of understanding. You get real emotional because you've been proved wrong because you exalted yourself. You thought you knew everything, man. And you come up here with that same silly conversation that my grandma taught me this. My mom taught me this. My dad said this, this, and this. And then we show you something else, you're mad. These guys be killing me with this. Right?
Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and endure. No, it's like constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble.
Oh, you have to start that over. This is my first time seeing a stray dog. They must not be in business. I just saw a stray dog. I haven't seen a stray dog in a long time. It has a collar. It won't after a while. Give it an hour. They ain't got to that dog yet. Hallelujah. Well, that dog ain't on a that dog ain't on some chopsticks on a kebab or something. Yeah. Say the same one.
Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
And that's what happens. When you come to serve the Most High, you got to prepare yourself for temptation. The Most High wants to see if you're serious about this. Matter of fact, he's going to test you at all times. He's always going to test his people. He's always going to test within the house. That's what the Most High does. He tests you to see what's on your mind and to see how you really feel. And that's what you do in the house. When you want to know how your son or your daughter really feel, you take something away from them. Then you're going to see how they really feel about you. That's their real feeling. It comes out. And that's when you got to really correct it. You got to really correct it and put that rod on it. And get that out of them and let them know that's a bad thing to do. That is not good. All right? Go ahead.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
And get your mind right. And learn to endure. Learn to rise up to the occasion. Learn to excel when all the odds are stacked against you.
And make not haste in the time of trouble.
That means don't jump out of the race when you feel that you're not going to get it done. Don't just give up. And matter of fact, we just went through that. Give me a 2 Samuel. Oh, you got that? Okay, after that, give me that.
Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient, when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in a furnace of adversity.
Well, gold is tried in the fire. That's what happens. That's how you get better. You got to be diligent in something. You got to be diligent. Hey, I've never seen two white couples. Both of them look like men, but there's actually another woman on the side of them. I've never seen them. I don't even know if they're brothers and sisters, or they just wife and husband. You know, both of them look like crackheads. Have you ever seen two Caucasian people just, you know, they look like crackheads, but they don't smoke crack. They just look like it, like their ancestors smoked crack, and they just got the bad end of the stick. That you just missed it right now. And we got a couple more. You can bear for a little bit. You got it? Yeah, you just missed it. They look just like the two. And the lady turned around and looked at me. I didn't know whether it was a female or a guy. I really didn't know. I was really trying to find out. Hola, princesa. ¿Cómo estás? And I've been watching a lot of movies. I'll pick up. Hey, what was that? What's it? Queen of the South. Hey, I learned a lot of Espanol from that movie. Go ahead. What's up, young man? See, he heard he got those earphones in too. Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it is not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Don't think it's a strange thing, right? That whatever you're going through, it seems like a hard thing to do, and like the world is closing in on you. Don't think it'll be a strange thing. All right? Read.
But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering.
But rejoice. Rejoice in it, man. Because you're a partaker of a bigger thing. You're part of a bigger thing, but they got to try you. They got to be tested. Man, you got to test everybody around you. You got to see how they take it. You know what I'm saying? You got to chomp people down. Or like kind of distance yourself from somebody. See how they feel about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to do it. As a man, I got to do it to everybody. And a lot of y'all sometimes got that jump. I just got to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not personal. It's something that we all got to do. You got to test it. You got to test your kids, your family. Okay, cool. They say they love you. Let's see. Let's see what this. Most High guide you through a test. Pray for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Howard, I got to do this test to see if they're really serious. Can you help me out so it don't go all the way back? You know, he want to help you get out of it. And then you go through the test and you boom, see where they stand. They either going to stand on the left side of you or the right side of you. You're going to see. Go ahead.
But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers in Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
And I want to be glad. When I see that sky cracking, because I know it's going to crack. My brother's in the middle of traffic. Give me that in First Samuel. First Samuel, what is it? What is that? First Samuel, what? And the Torah portion was First Samuel. Yeah, it's Torah portion. Yeah.
First Samuel 11.
Yeah, First Samuel 11. I like that one. You're my space. Yeah, we out here to let y'all know that Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the greatest people on the face of the earth. All right, Panamanians, Guatemalans, and Salvadorans, we're the best people on the face of this earth. Nobody would want a nice car if it wasn't for us. You will be rolling in rocks. You'll be rolling in rocks with no radio if it wasn't for us making things look good. That's it. Go ahead.
First Samuel 11:14. It says Samuel to the people.
And this to show you how much of salt of the earth is. You wouldn't even want your nails done unless the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women did it. Y'all nails will still be looking jacked up with y'all cuticles way back to your knuckles and everything. Be biting their nails and everything. White girls did that back in the day. White girls didn't get their nails done. Black women did that. They didn't get their nails done. They thought it was a bad thing. Oh, that's ghetto. But look what they're doing now. Look what they're doing now. I mean, they got all kinds of these guys coming up with everything. Fighters, posers. Look at homosexual in the corner with his hands on his hips. Come on.
First Samuel 11:14. This says Samuel to the people, come and let us go to Gilgal and renew the kingdom there. This is 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 20. And Samuel said unto the people, fear not, ye have done all this wickedness, yet turn not aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart, and turn ye not aside, for then should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain.
So the point that I'm trying to get to is, you're going to fall short of almost everything that you do. But the Most High is just testing you to see how you get through it. How you get through a task. Is he mad? Is he mad as hell at me? And they're just sitting above us, just looking at us. Okay, how's he going to get through it? And some of us know that. And even though we know that, we'll still forget that they're up there looking at us. Because we'd be so mad and our mind be so hot that we forget that they're looking at us. But if we can just calm down and be like, he's not finna get, because I do that sometimes too. I'll be like, I'm about to do something, and something happens, somebody say something to me, or just something that happened, I'll be like, I ain't falling for that. They just want to see what's going to happen. And that's the whole thing. But if you do fall, don't turn aside from the Most High. Black, Hispanics, and Asians. That's all I'm saying. Don't turn aside. Keep following the law. Keep following the Most High. Keep loving His Son, our King. King Yahweh Shai gonna be here in a while, y'all. Though it tarry, wait for it. Though it tarry, wait for it, man. They rolling real nice right now, but they won't for long. Just let the King and his Father do what they need to do, and we be good. Though it tarry long, wait for it. It's gonna come. You gotta be patient. You gotta be diligent and do what you're supposed to do. The Most High just want to see you. He just want to see how you're going to react to certain situations, because he don't want that type of people in the kingdom. So he's getting rid of people now. A lot of people having accidents. People are falling sick. People they just dying and falling off. That's what's happening, because he's starting in the house first, and then after he's done with us, he's going to start with them. And that's when you get to see the desire of your enemies on their faces. You get to see how much they want to kill you, because they know what's going to happen. You're going to see these things. So read that again about the chapter.
First Samuel chapter 12, verse 20. And Samuel said unto the people, fear not, you have done all this wickedness, yet turn not aside from following the Lord, but serve.
So that tells you right there, the Most High has mercy. He has mercy. He said, even though you've done wickedness and want another king, and that's why they vote still today, because they want another king. But they're choosing kings from other nations. And right here are people, they were coveting other nations, and they wanted a king like the other nations, and the Most High was our king. But here comes Samuel. This was, when King Saul come into play. And Samuel's about to hang it up, man. And he's telling them, y'all done wickedness. A lot of wickedness, but hey, just keep following the Lord. Keep following him. That's all he's saying, is keep following. But once the Most High see that you don't want to follow no more, that's when you're gone. Because he has mercy. He has mercy. As long as he see that you still want to do it and you continue to do it, hey man, you can't get right. And with that, I give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, for the world, if we call Jesus Christ, Shema Yahshua Yahweh, Allah Yahweh Yahweh Cut. Shalom.